trying to see if we're on here. I'm not sure if we're on yet. Hope everybody had a good weekend. If I am on, try to get my phone set up so I can see the comments a little easier. Said I had a good weekend. Hope everybody else had a good weekend and a good week so far. Go ahead and start this. And it says you're live. My wife, James, is in the house. What's up, James? My dad's in the house. Pop says we're live. Chris is here. What's up, Chris? Got the science frictions laid out throughout the years to go over tonight. Let everybody kind of trickle in a little bit. Deborah's here. What's up, Deborah? Jeff, what's going on, buddy? I just saw Deborah and Ricky this weekend at the show in Huntsville. No, yeah, Huntsville. Can't remember which one. Tool Time, what's up, buddy? So, anyway, I went ahead and pulled out those science frictions. I know that it wasn't nothing major, but it was one of the things I did have wrote down from last week that we were discussing. I wanted to go over, but I couldn't find them. Hope everybody's finding stuff that they're looking for, but we'll go over these science frictions real quick. Forrest's in the house. What's up, Forrest? It's nothing major. I just wanted to go over them real quick. So as people come in, if there's anything else, if there's anything particular y'all want to talk about tonight, put in the comments, any kind of castings. I've got stuff laid out that I got from the Huntsville show from this last weekend. Got some stuff that my buddy found, the new 5-pack with the gassers. I've been waiting on that one. Was excited he found that. Got a new piece for got the wheel for our Beat 16. So like I said, we'll go over all of that. But anyway, right off the bat, we'll start off with the science friction. This is what we was talking about last week. I think Chris was talking about, said it's Space Cop. That's the original paint job on these. These originally come out in '78 with basic wheels. And you can see the base there. It says science friction on it. And then they released it again, basically the same paint job, but it's got an orange instead of a red on your, I guess, what do you call it? The bubble on top, the guns, the radar, it's like orange. And you've got, and they're gold hot ones on it. And that was the 1982 release of the car. So then you got your basic wheel, then that was your first release in '78, then they re-released it, same paint job, different color on the plastic in 1982. And then in '83, they released it in this color, in this red with the gold hot ones. And then that's your '83 release there. Then they changed it up and changed the name. And they changed the name on that. And I'll show you some of these examples. They're pretty cool. Here in '86, they changed the name to Back Burner. You kind of see both of these are back burners. This one's a back burner too. They didn't, let's put it that way. They didn't change the name on the base, but you can see this is a Hong Kong base. There's a back burner. That's the Flame Runner. There, they call it the Flame Runner. I'm sorry, this was the '84 released Flame Runner, and they changed the name to Flame Runner on the base. And then there's 3 colors on that one, and they're all ultra hots. And what happened is these were '84 releases. You can see the color swings on those, kind of crazy. I'll get these back straightened up. So that was the Flame Runner. This one's also the Flame Runner, and this one was exclusive to the 3-pack Stamper 3-pack. This come out in 1985. So I happen to just have the Stamper pack. I've seen it when I was looking for these. So this is the exclusive that come out of this set here, and this one was released in 1985 in this set. Then they changed the name again. Whoop, didn't mean for that to fall over. We'll look at them in a minute. Then they changed the name again. Sorry, get back to where we was at. Then they changed the name to the back burner that I was talking about. This is the 86 release of the back burner in a the red with the ultra hot. And then this one is not kind of harder to find. It's not in a lot of books. You won't find this one a lot. And this was the actual color racer. And this was an 89 release. And they've got it listed, I believe, under the Flame Runner. But my thing is, if it was an 89 release, I would almost say it would have to be under the back burner. But I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, that's a tough one to find. And then I actually happen to have the full set of Tattoo Series loose, and I think I've got them carded up on a special edition card with all of them on it. But this was the last release that I own, and this one come out in '83, and this one's called the Lightning Storm. So you can see they changed the name. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times I know of. So there's probably more variations out there. This is just what I managed to get and together right now. I'm sure there's some stuff I'm missing, and I apologize for that. But anyway, let's get back over to the chat for a minute. I just wanted to go over those real quick with y'all, because we talked about them some last week, but I didn't have them ready. So let's see. That's a nice. Woody said, "What's up, Woody? What's going on, buddy?" Woody's in the house. What year they make the first hot ones and ultra hots? The first hot ones was 80. I want to say 85 and 86. 85 on the hot ones and 86 on the ultra hot, somewhere around there. I'll have to double check. Can't remember right off the bat, but I'll double check on that. I'll find it out. I'm gonna write it down. I apologize for whoever's asked for the Varooms from last week. I could not find those yet. I know I've got a red one in the box, and I think I've got a yellow one also of the car. But anyway, we hadn't got those out yet. But I'm going to write those down to find out the exact years. Hot ones and ultra hots were released. I know it was mid 80s. I want to think they were 85 and 86. But there I said, I'm not 100% sure on that. So but anyway, sorry, I was trying to see if I could find out when the first hot ones are. I'll figure it out, because I can't remember right off the bat. I'm pretty sure it was 85, somewhere around there, maybe 84. Let me get back over here and see who's. Let me get to the back to the chat. Sorry about that. James, did they ever release it after 89 into the 2000s? Let's see. Let me get back. I must have missed some chats. I'm sorry. I'm scatterbrained right now trying to get back the chats moved, which is awesome. Put whatever y'all want to talk about or anything y'all want to know in the chats, and I'll try to find it out. If I can't find it out, I'll at least write it down so I can try to find it out by next week. Let's see. What year they made the first Ultra Hots? Woody's in the house. Look at there. Let's see. Does that casting have the most name changes? It's got to be close. Trying to think of who's got more right off the bat. Most of them have 2, some of them have 3. That one's definitely got 4. It could be. I will double check. I'm gonna write that down in case you're wondering on that, because that is one of the few that they have changed it 4 times. I know most cars are a couple, 3 times, always licensing issues kind of thing. But I'll try to figure that out for y'all too. did they ever release it after '89 into the 2000s? Which one are you talking about, James? I'm sorry. Uh, Miniature Mustang, new subscriber here. Enjoy your toy show video. I'm in East Tennessee. What's up, Miniature Mustang? Yeah, I try to go over as many shows as I can. I try to show most of the tables on those. I'm right now in the middle of editing the. Me and Daddy was down at the Webster Flea Market in Florida, and I'm gonna tell you that place is huge, and there ain't no way I'm gonna be able to. You can't even think about doing a full tour there, so it's gonna be a lot more chopped up than what my normal videos are. So I apologize to y'all ahead of time, but it's got some really cool stuff. Um, Let me go back down through here. What's up, Roberto? Roberto's in the house. Um, and then James says science friction and burners. Yeah, got the science friction burners, flame runners. It's called science friction, then flame runners, then back burners, then the color racer. It's I don't know which one name that it was under, and then lightning storm. So at least four. Um, Carl's here. What's up, Carl? Saying hi to people. And it's all good. I can't spell either, Woody. So um, anyway, we got that. It's pretty cool because while I was at the show this weekend I found these for $2 a piece. And if you're putting together, of course you can't hardly see these. These are yellowed or whatever, but they're unpunched. Um, but whenever you're hunting, if you're hunting the full black wall and what ultra hot set, everything between 89, some of these ultra hots get hard to find because a lot of the collectors didn't keep those in good shape. So sometimes it's harder to find these. So this is the red liner here, and then oh yeah, the wind splitter there, BMW M1. A couple of others that they changed the name on. And so you got that package. Of course, we just talked about this package, so they all come out. It's about the same time. Of course, you got the exclusive cars in this 3-pack here, and you got your stamper. Picked that up this weekend. I thought it was really cool. Um, then we got one of my favorite finds of the weekend. Whenever I was there, I found the sideboard beach bomb. The glass is in pretty good shape. Uh, this is probably close to it's got some small chips and stuff, but it's probably close to a C6, C7 condition. And I know it needs boards, so what I'm going to do is we put the repo boards into our Diora. I guess a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to pull them out of the Diora and put them in the sideboard, just because I'll pick up some more next time I'm at the convention. I'll pick up I'll pick up some more of the Bright Vision boards to put in this stuff. I should have bought a couple sets because I actually need a few more, but makes the car look a whole lot better when the boards are in the side. So this was an absolute great deal. I ended up picking this up for 20 bucks, and I couldn't pass it up for that. It's so hard to find a sideboard in decent shape for less than probably $80 or $90. So anyway, we got us a pretty decent one there to put in the collection, and that was a keeper for me. Let me see what else we got. Oh, we got some. We'll go over the Beat 16 challenge real quick. I want to thank Deborah and Ricky. They got us. They roped us, gifted us, however you want to say it, the rally case for our Beat 16 challenge. It's dated 1967 right there. Of course, you can see none of the stickers are on it. And I went ahead and put I already put the cars in that we've got so far. We can go back over them if y'all want. So our first one here was the Python. We got it for $2. And then we ended up getting the Barracuda there for 10. We've got our fleet side here for 5. We got our Mustang. Pretty excited about getting that for $5. Got it for 5. We got our Camaro, and I ended up getting 15 in it. And that, you know, I know it's rough, but you know, finding a custom Camaros even in this shape for 15 is a pretty awesome. So glad we got a lot of some of the bigger hitters out of the way. And then this was the one everybody was talking about wanting to change it out, so I went ahead and changed this one out. And this one we got $1.50 in. So that's our case beginning. Here's our case. Now I do have a question for y'all. I was thinking about I'm going to put my sticker. I can either put it in 2 places. I can put it on the outside and put Beat 16 on the outside, or I can do it both. And I was thinking about doing it here on the inside. So if you was going to display it, you'd have your, you know, the sticker here. So if it was out, you wanted to open it, or I can do it on both. I don't know, but I just thought it would be neat to go ahead and have that and then put the Beat 16 somehow on it. Y'all let me know how y'all kind of want it laid out. So anyway, that's where we're at on our Beat 16, and I'm hoping to get that where we can display it where it open with all the cars there. I'll probably try to work on getting that this week or so. Got a lot of stuff moved around right here. So let's see what we're looking at now over here on chat. Looks like a lot of people chatting to each other, which is awesome. Few recycled yellow bubbles, yeah, Forrest. Those are old yellow bubbles. They get so brittle and stuff. You might as well open the car at that point. This time of year, I work around the house, so it's time to get stuff in the mail. That's awesome. Chris says, sweet. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate y'all giving us that case. That works out great, Deborah and Ricky. I haven't had a chance to go to the mailbox this week, so I know a couple of people have messaged me and said they were sending some stuff, so I apologize. I didn't get a chance to get over to the mailbox today. So I will try to get over there in the next little bit, or probably this week. Yeah, the beach bomb is pretty nice, Jeff. Yeah, buddy, the rotisserie is not moving still. You're right. It's a crazy mess right now down here, and this time of year there's all kinds of stuff going on, so I just hadn't had time. I ain't gonna lie, I apologize for not getting that finished yet. I've got to take it apart, so I may pull it out, start working on it. So I may have to do the live from the other side of the shop, the other side where my toys are on that side next week. So vote 1 for outside, vote 2 for inside. Start now, my wife says. How we can do both. If you want to do both, put 3. Reselling with Woody says both. Forrest Beat 16 inside. That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to put the Beat switch. I'm trying to figure out if we're going to do a sticker or if we're going to have my wife draw it on. She can ride a lot better than I can. Chris says outside or 1. That's cool. Yeah, I'll put it outside. That's fine. I'll definitely put it on there whenever y'all want to put it. I'll put it on there sometime this week then. Recent finds, milk and cookies, quick bite, Mazda MX salt shaker X-Racer. That's cool. James and Forrest, you know, everybody's saying on the outside, so that's cool. We'll put it on the outside then. And if y'all decide y'all want it both, you can say both, whatever. So anyway, let's get into, I'll go over some more stuff before I get into stuff I picked up, because I did get a lot of things, got a lot of errors this weekend. My buddy found the new 5-pack. I've been wanting it since I seen that it was coming out. I needed the gasser out of it. And I'll probably hold on to the hauler and put the gasser on the hauler because they match in color and the dice on the side. But that's a pretty cool 5-pack if y'all hadn't seen it yet. Got your Nova, of course your 55, you got the straight pipes. You got your hauler down there, and then you got your Comet there. So it's a pretty awesome 5-pack, I believe. So obviously I'll be opening that soon. I've got a box of stuff to open, so I thought I might make an open video because a lot of people have been wanting to see a lot of things that I got over here. They, I opened just about everything in my collection except for the real old stuff. So um, I don't mind making a video on open all that. I need to do that this week. Also, there's just a lot of stuff that needs to get done this week. But that 5-pack was cool, and my buddy found it for me. He also come by and brought me an arrow that he had found. I'll get into some of the arrows. This is the regular one, and then this one right here, you can see it's missing the motor on the back. So he found that on the brick and motor. You can see there. So I just thought that was pretty cool. So he picked that up for me. He also, we'd already done a deal on this a while back. I just needed to get it from him. So that'll be another one that'll go in my opener video because I need it to go with my 83 Sylvies. And he knows I collect the hard bodies. I do the most, they're back there behind there, but I've got a diorama with a lot of the hard body stuff, and I collect the hard bodies. So even on Matchbox, I collect the hard bodies. So I guess this is a newer one that's just come out, and I hadn't seen this one yet, so he picked it up for me. So I ended up getting that from him and a couple other cars, another 55 Gasser and a couple other things. But I did get some cool arrows at the show. I picked up some before. I bought a bunch from Deborah and Ricky at the show. But I got to show you these two arrows. These are probably one of my favorite arrows that I've found in a long time. And I didn't find them. I actually just bought them at the show. But you can see this right here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But you got the Batmobile and Scooby-Doo there. But there's no base whatsoever. There is glass in it, but no base. And it has been riveted, you can see there, but no base. Pretty awesome. So, killer arrow there. I love that kind of arrow. I don't think I've got but one other card that's got no base in my whole collection. So, and then I was lucky enough that the guy, I guess they had just traded for them, and then I happened to be there whenever they got them, and check that one out too. It's crazy. You got the 64 Chevelle right there with nothing but the body. And that's awesome. Just something you hardly ever see anything like that. And they had traded for both of them. And I offered a couple different times. And then finally, I ended up getting those from them. But I got a bunch of more arrows also. Ricky had put a bunch aside in a box. I ended up buying 2 boxes of stuff from him. Besides, him and Deborah gifted us the wheel, and then I ended up buying some arrows from him. Each one of them has, this card's a little bit beat, but if you look there, it's motor chrome on the front, but there's no chrome on the back. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little bit of chrome on the front, but then the rest of the motor's all gray. So pretty cool little arrow on that one. I'll try to go through these real quick. This is you can see there that the whole King tempo is slid down on the card. I thought that was pretty awesome. These two, you need both of them up at the same time. You can see that, I don't know if you can tell that the purple's completely different on these two. Not 100% sure if that was a color swing or variation on that, but you can faintly see there that the tempos were completely 2 different colors. So that was pretty cool. This was an awesome one right here. You can see the window there didn't get all the metal cut off, and they went ahead and painted it with the car. So that's pretty cool. It's on the Camaro there, special edition. But pretty cool little area there on that one. I really like that stuff. I'll go over this one first, and then I got. Now this one here's a color swing. You can see one's a lot darker than the others. Basically, what these two are. You kind of see one's from You see the one's a little darker, one's a little lighter there. And then these three, kind of easier to bring them up, all three by themselves. This one, I believe, is just to show that this is the, got a black door handle and keyhole. This one has the silver handle and a keyhole. It's also got, kind of hard to see there, but the headlights are way down on this one too. Then this one at the bottom has a silver handle, but you can see that it's got a paint blotch there. So the top one's more of just a black handle, and then you got the two silver handles and door locks there, and then one's got the headlights down, and this one's got the paint blob. So pretty cool arrows there. So I was excited to get those arrows. I know a lot of people aren't into arrows, but I really enjoy them. So let's see where we're at now. We'll go over some more stuff. I'll go over some more stuff I got from Ricky and them in a minute. I also picked up this piece because I didn't have this one to. I thought I had this one, but I didn't remember if I had it or not, so I went ahead and picked another one up. This is the, I believe this was the mail-in 69 Charger. Funny car. So this will be another one that I'll be opening. Says Zamex 2016. I'm pretty sure this was one of the mail-ins from 2016, but I don't remember. I don't know if I've got this one or if it's in a case somewhere, and I got a great deal on it. So either way, I needed it, so I'm going to open it with the opener stuff. Like I said, I got a whole box. I'm going to do a whole video on just opening stuff and showing it. I'll try to get it out next couple whiffs. Let's see. I'll get back to this for a minute. Quality control slipping. Yeah, it's cool. Saturday morning run. Slipping. They missed half the car. Yeah. Hot Wheels without wheels. Yep, exactly. Remember, get a few first edition green Barracudas with the white floorboards. Yeah, you're right, Carl. I've got one of those with the white floorboard with the like a shifters inside rattling around. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, the funny car is awesome. I can't wait to open it and see the interior on that one. Let's see. A few other things I picked up. This I didn't pick up there, but it's kind of something funny I wanted to show y'all. If y'all collect action packs, you know this is probably one of the rarest action packs to find. You never see this one. But I was moving it around. I thought, well, I'll just set it back there. We can talk about it if anybody wants to. But I collected action packs back in the day, and that was probably the only one that I remember that I never did get. And I ended up getting it eventually. It just took me a long time to get it. But I was moving that so I could show you this 20 car set. This is a 20 car gift set, and you can see there, this one come out and it opens up like this. It's from Malaysia. It's the only way you can get this dairy and this Durango, which you can see there. I don't know if y'all remember that set. Some of y'all that collect dairies probably remember it, or if y'all collect Durangos, you had to buy this set to get that, either that or that. So I ended up having to pick those up. This set's from, see if I can find a year on this set. Yeah, 2003 right there. But I'd seen this, I guess, a few weeks ago at the show. I meant to pick it up, and I turned around and I forgot about it. And then whenever I went to the show this time, it was on the table, and we ended up making a deal, so I ended up picking it up. So pretty cool. I actually gave $10 for it, in case y'all are wondering. Not that it matters, but the dairy delivery is a tough piece to find in that set if you're collecting dairies. Let me get back over here and see the chat real quick. We'll go over some more stuff. Like I said, I got a lot more that I picked up this weekend, which is awesome. My best funny cars are the 3-packs. That's cool. New subscriber. What's up, Santa Slow Dog? Appreciate you coming in. Like I said, if there's any cars or anything y'all want to know about, you can put in the comments. If I can't get them this week, we'll try to go over them next week. I usually take a list. I'm a little old school when it comes to that. I write down what we talk about. If I can't figure it out, I'll try to find you an answer, or I'll try to find the cars before next week. We'll go over it. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there to some of y'all new. I noticed a couple new subscribers, which is awesome. Scum Chums, yeah, Carl, the Scum Chums was a tough piece back in the day. Is there a gotta go? Which one are you talking about, Deborah, on the gotta go? I'm not 100% sure. Jeff says, I just bought the 20 car set on eBay. I need a dairy and I collect a Fandango. Awesome. Yeah, that's a tough piece. If you're looking for that dairy, I got a buddy of mine that collects dairies, and I was going to message him and find out if he had that one yet. Forrest says he likes the Fandangos also. Miniature says goodbye. Yeah, it was a good buy. I appreciate. I couldn't pass it up the second time. I missed it the first time, and then I ended up buying it the second time. So it was meant for me to get it. Like I said, I got a buddy that collects dairies, so I was going to offer it to him first, and if not, then I'll trade it around for something else that I need, because I used to collect a dairy, but I quit collecting it a few years back. I've got the prototype dairy sitting here, matter of fact. There's a prototype. This is the resin prototype of the dairy delivery that I got from one of the designers, that, or actually it was an engineer that worked for Mattel back then. And this was one of the last pieces that he had worked on before he retired or whatever, or left. I don't know which one it was, but anyway, that's the resin prototype to a dairy. And I kept it, and I kept a couple of dairies, like the first editions, variations, and the one that looked like the cow. But I like looking at that stuff every now and then. All right, let's see. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Deborah, I understand. I think that's what she was asking, if that was a gotta go. This is called the hot seat. They actually retired it in what year they retired? I think they retired it in the early 2000s. And then they never put this one out other than in this package here called the Sudster. And it's the only time they ever put out the rat in the commode and the alligator in the bathtub. So this is a tough piece to find. I apologize. The chat moves and I'm thinking about 20 different things. Brody says his brother's going to give him back all his Hot Wheels. I sold him in the 80s. No carded, but oh, awesome, Woody. That's going to be cool. I can't wait to see some pictures of that. Everybody's waving. Hot skeet, yeah. Howdy, everyone. Miniature Mustang says, am I in Lebanon? No, I'm actually, I'm in between McMinnville and Sparta, Tennessee. The Scum Chun hot seat casting pre gotta go. Yeah, I got the 35th top 10 Hall of Fame dairy in the set. Yeah, that's a good piece too. That was the black one with looked like a wheel on the side of it, I believe, James. That dairy box was a steal if you got it for 10. Yeah, I agree. It was a steal. He had it at 15 at the other show, and when I asked him about it this time, he just said take it for 10 because I don't think he wanted to carry it around, because it will get messed up, and it's a great box. So. Diecast car nuts collects those. Okay. The hot seat was also a treasure hunt. Yeah, they did a treasure hunt and they final run it. They put it out about. I can't remember. I think I've got most of them. The hot seat that was a treasure hunt was clear. I do remember that. And then the final run was like a blue what do you call it? It's not a Spectre Flame because it's on plastic, but it's like a Spectre Flame blue on the final run one. First edition was white, kind of like that one was. I've got some errors of those somewhere. I've got one missing the toilet plunger. I got one missing the seat. Somewhere up in the shop, probably I hadn't got to those yet. Final run hot seat was 2004. Okay, Jeff. I knew it was somewhere in the early 2000s. I just couldn't remember when it was. We're very careful with our cars. That's good. Hey, what's up, Simple Customs, Eddie? Miniature Mustang, since Mr. Hitty. First time this channel has popped into my feed. Well, I'm glad it did. I'll tell you the truth. I mean, we just talk about Hot Wheels, and I kind of talk over whatever we find, or if there's stuff that y'all want to know more about, I'll try to get it together. Because for all the new people, my collection basically, I collect everything from '68 through 1990, and then there's just certain castings and stuff that I collect after 1990. But I've got a lot of that stuff still left in my collection that I'm going through, and I'm trying to unbox all that and get it out of my shop. I got 40 by 60 up there full of cars. A lot of areas I've got to finish going through. I got a wall of them. That's where I'm at up there kind of now, and I kind of took a break from it right now. So, um, yeah, Deborah, if you, I'm glad you did too, Santa. Deborah, if you collect Gattagos, you kind of like those. You can do the hot seats. They're not expensive castings. Probably the highest one will be this one right here, because if you can find somebody that'll sell you one, that'll be the toughest piece. You probably find them on eBay. I haven't looked in a long time. They may have went way down, but at one time they were bringing, $60, $80 for that set. But all the other hot seats probably, you can usually pick them up between $1 and $3. This is a big community. It's great to see more people. I agree. Yeah, this display is, believe it or not, it's burnt up right now. When I first started the show, we had it moving a few weeks, and then I overloaded it. I was selling all my I was going to sell off my VW Bus collection, and everybody on here seemed to really like them because I'd already sold a ton to a couple of guys. Because got people, over the years, like a few of the convention pieces, some of the red line pieces, some of the harder to find, like the Penske cars. So now I've got to get a list there to get those back. So I'm going to probably still do the VW Bus. That was one of my favorite castings. Got a couple of the prototypes of it, and so I do like that casting. The Cool Combi's my casting with VW buses now. So I've kind of been focusing on the combis more. So sorry, I'm just going back and forth here. But yeah, if there's anything else y'all want to know about, put it in the comments. Trying to think of what else I picked up. Oh, I did get this. Nothing crazy, but those of y'all that was hunting back in the day may have remembered seeing this at like a Toys R Us on the end cap. It's a big plastic sign. It's race hard, finish first. There you can kind of see all the different 4-car sets, and you kind of see there. And the main reason I picked this up is I'm going to probably take a lot of my original signs down and start putting, even though this is an original sign, I'm going to start taking some of my original signs out of my shop and put signs like this up in the shop that aren't as expensive. And so if you start looking hard at this, there's a lot of prototype pictures on this, which is pretty cool. So anyway, I went ahead and picked it up at the show. And it was actually priced to a point where it was like, I wasn't going to buy it at first, and then for $10, it was like, I can't pass it up. So I went ahead and picked that up too. So you know how many Penske buskets they had? 4 is what I had. I have 3 now. The 4th one was the maroon one, but I already sold it with the other cars. That was one of the cars that was slated to one of my buddies. That I told him when I got ready to start sell some of them, because all mine are loose too. But what I was going to say is there's some of the Red Line Club pieces, like the ones that had the cop lights on top, the fire rod. I think I sold the full set of that. I kept one green one, I think. Sold a lot of the convention pieces over the years. Some of the dinner buses that they had made for the dinners over the conventions over the years that I've been to. Like I said, I was planning on getting rid of the casting completely, and I've got about, I don't know what we have left, 50, 60 or so. But anyway, now I'm going to try to slowly start putting that collection back together. It's not like a super priority, but everything new that comes out, I'll obviously be able to keep getting, and then I'll have to just start hunting the older stuff to get the collection back together. Let me go back over here and see. Um, James D, how many different castings do you think Mattel has produced since 1968? You know what? I haven't even kept up with it. To tell you the truth, um, I have no clue. I hadn't even thought about it. In 2008, I might have been able to tell you more, but I quit collecting every casting and every variation in 2008. And then I just started focusing on certain casting and the older stuff. So I really don't know. I can find that. I'll try to find that answer out. Of course, they come out with a new casting almost every day too. So I'm gonna write it down. Sorry if I will find out, or I'll try to find out anyway. It won't be too bad to find out. I'm sure. Somebody says, "Are you Lucas?" No. If you're talking to me, saying I'm Lux Garage. My name is Jason Luck, and let me go back up here where we was at. Do you know how many? Yeah, okay. Sparta. Yeah, close to Sparta. I am Sparta. I need new glasses. Can't read your shirt. I'm sorry. If you, I think all the shirts are finally out to everybody. I think I've ended up. I think I may have five left or something like that. I don't know. Have to get with my wife. So if you had ordered a shirt and you didn't pick it up or you hadn't got with me yet, let me know. But all the ones that have paid and everything else has already shipped out, and they should be either on their way or already there. So just let me know if you didn't get it, or if you're wanting one. I'll have to see what I've got left on sizes. Um, I need new glass. I tried to get the Target flip book they had in the aisle with the drag bus inside. That's cool. Yeah, I remember those. That was a 96 flip book. They had the 95, 96, 97 flip books come out. I need the maroon one also, Carl says. Yeah, that was a tough one to find for a long time. And I finally found it. And of course, I opened it because I opened all those. Um, that's pretty cool. Toys R Us has been shut down for a while. Yeah. Uh, Jason, look, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up with the chat, and like I said, I apologize if I've got anybody confused. I'm jumping around from here to thinking about 20 different things right now, and I apologize. Mattel has produced over 35,000 different toolings over a 50-year period. Simple Custom says that's cool. I don't know exactly how many because I know there was a lot of 100% that I don't know about. There's a lot of castings that a lot of people know that it ain't never even released that they made, which is pretty awesome. But so I don't know if I'll try to get as much. My shirt is in Colorado. Weird. Okay. I don't know how it got to Colorado. Let me level check your. It says I don't know how it's in Colorado, but it did say Oklahoma on the shipping label because I. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, no problem, Santa. I'm lagging big time, so it always lags every week. So I apologize if I'm not keeping up with everybody. So anyway, so we went over some areas and stuff I picked up. I got some more cool stuff from the convention. I mean, from the show this last weekend. We were in Huntsville show last weekend. This is something I thought was pretty cool. I don't even know anything about what this thing is, but I liked it. Something I hadn't ever seen before, so I just picked it up. Pretty crazy looking. I know it's not a Hot Wheel. Then I walked by, Somebody had the Knight Rider car sitting out there for $1. I just can't leave. I can't leave the Knight Rider kit car sitting there for $1. So anyway, picked it up. And then I picked this up, which is kind of funny. This is a toy, but it's full of candy. And if you look at the date, it's a candy from 1993 still in it. I wouldn't eat it, but I like the Flintstones. I just thought that was a cool little piece, so I picked it up. Not Hot Wheel related, but just because I thought it was cool. So we went over that, went over those. Okay, something I'll have to ask you if y'all have ever seen. My dad, I got this from Deborah and Ricky. I don't know if y'all have seen these or not. So they sent me a picture of one of these, and I was like, well, my dad had found a case of these, but they were all the same. Well, he ended up having 4 different ones. Of course, some of the cars are a couple of the cars are the same, but they're different ones in each pack. So I ended up finding these 4 are the Street Racer Future sets, and these come out at 91. So I don't have that piece there, I don't believe, so I'm going to hunt one of those down. But my dad had found a whole case of these, so I ended up keeping the case, but they were all the same exact 4 cars. I ended up keeping the case and a couple of these out because I thought it'd be cool to display it, so I'm going to put all these in a case. And then there was also this set in there, which was pretty cool. And this is a little bit different. The Exploder series, kind of crazy looking. And these come out in 1992. So I guess they made these 2 different years. You can see so I usually collect everything to 1990, but when it comes to the odd stuff like this is kind of stuff I like hunting. I like finding. Just like those blasting caps we talked about last week, those plastic cap cars, stuff like that you don't see a lot. I'm hunting them. And I'm going to hunt the rest of the blasting cap series. I think we talked about it last week. Of course, this is not a great card, but I'm hunting the rest of this series. Since I have the set and then a couple of these cars already, I'll try to finish up the set of those. But anyway, got those. He got the Eras was in there, and then he also had a few more variations off in here. He said that this one was in there because you remember they had the milkshake on the back of the first edition when they first come out, and of course they've took the milkshake off the back of the burgers now. So that one was in there. She's talking about some variations. There's a 5-tempo variation, and there was a 3-tempo variation of that. That's what that was in there. This one says no Hot Wheel decal, but I don't know if there ever was a Hot Wheel decal here. I think that was just a packaging error. I think the short cards didn't even have the Hot Wheels on the package. But anyway, and in this one, I believe, saying that there were different wheels, but I believe that the card art, they're all the same. So those few cars were in there. Just some different stuff, variations and stuff. There was some Johnny Lightnings laying in the bottom. I don't really collect Johnny Lightnings, but you can see them real quick here. 51 Hornet. There's a Viper. The Buick GSX there, and then there's a Corvette there. Pretty cool. So those were in there. I think a lot of y'all remember this car, this little book that come in. I think it was in a 3-pack. When you lean over to grab something, your audio is way better. Do I need to turn it down? Is it too loud? I don't know. Is it because I'm closer? I don't know. Oh, cool. What is in there? So just open this, but look what fell out, which is extremely cool because look at that. Chopper cards. I don't even know if I've got any of these. That's pretty cool. Y'all remember chopper cards? I don't know much about them. I've got a 72 Honda 754 chopper up in the shop, a real one. So there's that one. Check that out. Road Racer. It's pretty cool. These were just in the middle of that book there. I didn't even know these were in there, which are really cool. I really like the old chopper stuff. Anyway, like I said, we just go over everything on this channel. So, and if, like I said, if there's anything y'all want to talk about, just put it in the chat. Or if there's anything y'all want to know about, I can either might know it or I might find out. There's your collection of 2002. Remember, it had the all the pictures of the cars that's supposed to come out for the year. So, of course, you got all your treasure hunts there from 2002, and then it's got your first editions that come out. Kind of a blast from the past. You can see some prototype stuff in these pictures. That's what the good thing is about these things. And that was pretty cool stuff. You can always tell whenever they're prototypes, whenever you can tell they got painted, what am I trying to say? The windows are painted. And then I guess they got some pictures up. So that's pretty cool. Kind of a blast of the past. Got all the different cars that come out for 2000. And I guess your different wheels there from Redline all the way up to what they had put out in 2000. Make your notes. I guess these were made for kind of like, I guess you're supposed to walk around with this in your pocket so you know which cars you got or not for the year. So those are cool. I remember these coming, I believe there was 3 cars and then this one at the top. And I think they did that for about 3 different years. I don't think I've seen the trading cards. Never did get into trading cards. I didn't do a lot of trading cards either, but anything that does with choppers and stuff, I kind of like that kind of stuff. I'll go over some other stuff that was in this box. I haven't went through this box yet other than I pulled those arrows out to show y'all. I collect the Scorching Scooter. Of course, y'all may know or may not know. Newer guys probably don't know, but this was the casting that had me start back collecting in 1997. So I have all the Scorching Scooters. As far as I know, I have all the Scorching Scooters loose. And then these were down in there, so that's pretty cool. I've got the full set of 50 in a box. I believe I don't know where it is right off. It may be on the other side, but I remember they put a whole set of them out of all the NASCARs in one box set. I got it. But I hadn't opened that one yet, but I got all the rest of them open, so I figure that makes a pretty good display the way they are. So, got that. And then this is pretty cool. And then you got some NASCAR too in the bottom of this box, which is cool. Because I was a big Richard Petty fan, and of course there's Kyle there when he's running Mountain Dew. But if you look at this top one, the tempos are way off on this one. It's pretty cool. These come out in 1992. So anyway, I don't know much about the NASCAR stuff. I did collect the Hot Wheels car, the Hot Wheel NASCAR number 44. Whenever Kyle was running it, until he went back to number 45 Sprint. Whenever his son had unfortunately passed away, but I did collect the 44 car, and I collected it pretty heavy. I had most of them. I'm gonna say I have them all because there was so many different variations of those too. I don't know if anybody got into that stuff back in the day or not. Yeah, Carl, I have so you have the scooter from the haulers. Yeah, I've got matter of fact, I got a whole case of haulers. I think it's right here. This is a whole case of scooters right here. He was talking about the haulers. I've actually got laid out here that I need to start going over. That was the exclusive from Disneyland that they sold at Disney World. There's your the pavement pounder. You remember those? I don't know if you remember those or not. There's your the brown Duncan on the hauler. Here's the one that's got this was probably the first year I believe they come out with the haulers. This come out in 1998, and that one had the first edition bike still on it. I believe that was the first 4 haulers that they made. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the first year, and of course the bike on it. This is just a whole box of bikes that still, I don't know if these are extra or if I haven't opened these yet. There's the Jiffy Lube. This one I won't open. This one's actually was signed at the 2002 dinner with Greg Paddington there, which is the designer of this bike. So that was from California in 2002. He had signed it, and it's got it's numbered on the side there. There's a City Works. So I don't know if this is the stuff I'd laid back to go over to open, or if these are extras. Then you get into all there's your Lexmark. There's a toy for tots. Another color of the Lexmark. There's another Toys for Tots. Got your J.C. Whitney there. There's another Toys for Tots. They did Toys for Tots for a few years in a row. I remember that. And then there's your Myers, the 50. And then there's another of the Toys for Tots. That's some stuff that I believe that I've got set aside over here to make sure if I've got it loose before I trade it around or whatever. But if I don't have it loose, obviously I can open it, because it's hard to see them back there, but there's a line of them back there right behind the Texas drive ones. Of course, I don't have the case fixed yet, so I can rotate them to them. So apologize about that. So let me get back over to chat real quick before I start getting over there. Saw the NASCAR Scorching Scooters at the swap meet. That's cool. The Duncan, yeah. There's another one too somewhere. I think that was 3. I think there was a 4th one of the Pavement Pounder, but I can't remember right off where it's at. Of course, it's cool to see that stuff. 50 Ols. That's cool. I have the 63 Bel Air wagon that I need to run wires to taillight. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of us in here has got real cars also that we work on, or we like messing with. I like messing with real cars. I know my dad does. I know Chris does. A lot of people in here do real cars too. See, Woody says, you never get me out of there. When I went to visit, too much cool stuff. I got a lot of stuff. When I say stuff, I mean, a lot of Hot Wheels, obviously, but I also got a lot of toys, a lot of signs that I collected over the years, and that kind of stuff. I've got to finish up my shop tour because I'm going to try to start getting my stock cleaned up before too long. Carl says, man, that's crazy. I do have about a third of those. That's cool. We'll call this show Chat's Gone Wild. Yeah, it's cool, man. I like it. More stuff. If y'all asked about it, if I can't figure it out, I'll put it. If you show any Leo, India, France castings next week, if you collect them, yeah, I've got quite a few different ones. I'll write them down. I moved some Leo stuff just a few minutes ago. Matter of fact, right before I started the show, I moved the Spider-Mans from last week were Leos that I had laid out when we went over our Marvel, our Heroes line last week. I'll definitely try to figure out where I laid those, and I'll bring them back out. I know I just laid those somewhere right here. They're within arm's length, but it's kind of one of those things that you forget where you set it after you set it. So anyway, I don't want to get off topic, but I'm going to write it down, so I'll try to get some of that Leo and India stuff and French stuff put together. We went over some of the France pieces last week too. I don't know if some of y'all that was here remember we went over the. You remember the. You remember this was the French release of the Relive 55. Remember I had the two different color variations on it, where the tempos were dark and light. And you know I've got one also in my era stuff. I need to get that stuff back up. That's got the tempos that are a little messed up. But yeah, I'll try to get a bunch of that stuff together for next week. I'm gonna write it down, and we'll try to go over some of that stuff next week for sure. And we'll go over what we can, obviously. Um, Anytime y'all got anything y'all kind of want to look at or know, go over, we can. It's not a problem. If I can get to it, I'll get to it. And if I can't, obviously, I'll give you all the information I know about it. And then we can, as I dig it out, I'll have it written. Because I've also got the Vroom toys. Somebody was talking about those last week. And I've got those tether toys somewhere. Got a red and a yellow. And I wasn't able to find them this week. So hopefully, I start moving some more stuff around out there. I'll be able to find any of that. Let's see. Could you show? Yeah, I got those. Yeah, Chris is replacing the suspension on his 71 Elko right now. My pet peeve is directional wheels that only turn one way. They run backwards on one side of the car. Yeah, you had to special order them back in the day, Carl. That was so funny because I noticed. I talked to the guy. I don't know if any of y'all watched my rod run video, but there's a Carmen Gia on there, and the guy's got directional wheels, and he's got the wheels completely backwards, if you'll notice, but the wheels are backwards on both because he put the wrong wheel on the wrong side. And so after I filmed, I went by and I talked to the guy about it, and he said he didn't even realize that he had put those wheels back on backwards because they were doing. So I know what you mean by that, Carl. You had to order special lefts and special rights back in the day to get the directions right. Forrest says some here are easy, but 78. Oh yeah, he's checking out. He's doing a 76 vet. That's awesome. Miniature Mustang says, do you collect comics? Anyone? Miniature Mustangs, I collect backs of comics, so I don't really collect comics. I collect the backs, and I look for mostly Hot Wheels stuff or just nostalgic stuff that I collect over the years, Evel Knievel stuff and stuff. I believe Woody collected comics at one time. Woody, do you still collect comics, buddy? No, no, Minnie, not me. A college professor told me once the shortest pencil is better than the best memory. Oh, that's cool. I understand that, Woody. I do. Oh, I appreciate it, Woody. You don't have to do that, buddy. I appreciate you. Super chat. That's awesome. Yeah. Third gen TA and Formula wheels are offset different back to front. See, people have them reversed a lot. Yeah. I like the old Hot Rod comics from the 50s and 60s. Oh, yeah. The cartoons. Is that what you're talking about? We was talking about that just the other day. Cartoons and crack magazine, that kind of thing. Yeah, thanks so much, Woody. I appreciate it, buddy. Nice looking wheels out there, but backwards drive me nuts. Yeah. Yeah, I knew you was a comic book. Somebody was asking about the comics earlier. It's Miniature Mustang's asking if anybody collected comics. Carl says he's got some comics. I will try to send some info when I send you my address. Okay, I'm sorry, but is Miniature Mustang named Steve, I'm guessing? I need to get some names down on who each person is. I hate to call y'all screen names. As I get to know y'all, I'll call y'all whatever y'all want me to call you, obviously. I looked at those, James, but I don't think I've got any of them. I think Chris had some, but he just ended up selling some of those Chevron cars. Oh, Snoopy always counts, it says. That's awesome. Let me show you this piece. I didn't even know it was in there. I was um, going through a box of the cars we bought loose, and this is a Racing Champions from back in the day, but it's a 77 or 78 Trans Am there. Dennis the Menace says boxing champ, but of course I had to go ahead and pull that car. It says it's a 78 Pontiac on the base, so thought that was pretty cool. Of course, everybody knows me. I've got a real 79, and I've got a 74 Dodge Charger Super B, and a few other cars, but those are the ones that. And then my son's got an 83 Silverado we just finished up not too long ago. Well, still got a few little odd and ends on the interior, but everything on the outside's pretty much done. Like that. Sold about 25 of those Chevron cars. Yeah, Chris said he had some the other day. I'm gonna write that back down. I'm gonna try to see if I can find one out loose, because I don't think I've got any loose when I looked up some pictures of them. But you never know, because I could have one that I don't even realize yet as I go through some stuff. Still got a lot of stuff to go through out there. Uh, Any of y'all remember Cool Toys from Target back in the day? That bus on there was supposed to be some kind of hunt back in the day there, and then it's got a Lambo that's got gray wheels and gray windows. It's pretty crazy. They kind of mostly had like what I called the wheels on these cars, and these usually were like the same wheels that they put on the um, McDonald's cars. I don't know if y'all remember those or not. That was a few other pieces that was in that box that I got from them. That's another haulers pack there from back in the day, 1998. Yeah, Deborah and Ricky hooked it up this weekend with a bunch of stuff they were getting rid of or wanting to sell. Mainly the Arrow stuff was he knew that I was into, so he had saved that to the side, and then he had another box of red line pieces that I got. I thought was pretty awesome. So I'll show you. I don't know if I can show you inside this box or not, but I'm trying to open it up and so y'all see inside this box over here. If I can keep it from hitting everything. This box, let's see if I can get it up here. It's full of redline stuff, superchargers, and then it's got some stow and go cases in there. So I ended up picking those up from too. This whole box of stuff. Um, do you have the Kenner SSP Smash Up Derby set? I do not probably have that. I don't think I've got it anyway. Some of the stuff I got like some key cars from back in the day. But I don't remember if I've got that one. I worked for Chevron in my teams. I remember the far back. Hess did. Yeah, Hess cars. I remember Hess cars. If that's what the Hess. Is that what you're talking about? Was on those cars? Maybe I'm confused, Forrest. Sorry. Yeah, they do seem cheap. Santa, did you see my video today from Built Tony Customs? Oh, I hadn't seen. Carl says, I remember the SSP supersonic power with the ripcord. That's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. I'm gonna write it down, see if it's something that I may have. Let me go back and see that again. I'm trying to write that down. Let me go back up here. Oh, Santa says he collects Batmobiles. Kenner. All right. Stow and go sets are always cool to see. Yeah, I'll pull those out. Anthony does quality work. Me either, Santa. I came across my Smash Up Derby set, Nomads. That's cool. We went over the Nomads last week, Carl. You remember that? I still got them in my case back here. We went over some. Let's see if I can rotate them around. We went over the Nomads. Uh, vaguely remember those. SSP made motorcycles also. Cool. I only know because I looked it up today. That's the way it works sometimes. Um, but anyway, let me just get this. This was one of the Stow and Go cases that was in there. I haven't looked at any of this stuff yet in this box. I pulled out, when we got ready to leave, I pulled out that case that he gifted me and another Redline case that was in there. Oh, okay, cool. I hadn't even opened this yet. I don't know if y'all can see this. Looks like it's pretty complete there. Construction set. It looks like yep. There's one of the cars. And then there's the Peterbilt tank truck. Pretty cool. Yeah, I hadn't opened these yet. Now these are some of the few things that I'm planning on eventually getting on display. And one of the few things I do collect, I try to get all of, especially Blackwall era stuff, because that's what I played with when I was a kid. And here's the service center. I hadn't opened them, like I said. That's cool. Hadn't had a chance to even look at them yet. So if I can figure out how to open this one, it'd be great. So these are cool. You can put them up on the shelf there, and then you can put your cars on there and make some cool dioramas with. So that's cool. The car wash set, that's cool. Speedometers. We got the Sizzler brake there. There's some, of course, those are the squeeze things for the Sizzler brakes. We got a few superchargers here. Looks like there's about 5 of those off in here. So that's pretty cool. Got about 5 of those. Got another Sizzler brake set. So that's pretty cool. Got a couple of lap counters there too. Kind of cool. And the other thing I wanted out of there is this was the Super Rally. This was 98 case. I mean 1968 case that come out. But I love the stickers on the back. Those STP stickers are awesome. This one does have a sticker on the inside too. But I really wanted that. I like them stickers there, so that's how I'll display this one up on the wall. That's cool. Let me get back over to the chat now. That, like I said, I picked most of that up from, I picked all those up actually from Ricky and Deborah decided to sell some of that stuff, so I ended up picking that up. So let's go back over here. Let me go. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat real quick. Pull the ripcord fast and smack yourself. Yeah, I like the pink Nomad. Yeah, Carl, the pink Nomad was super nice. I'm partial to the orange one because orange is my favorite. But I'll pull that back out. This one's like, I don't think you'll ever find one much better shape than this one. I just got lucky to end up getting one in that kind of shape. But obviously my favorite one is the orange because orange is my favorite color. And yeah, it does have a couple spots on one door, but I mean, this thing's like new other than them couple little pops there on the door. Thing's nice. So, had that case, Woody says, yeah, my mother gave it away. Does anyone remember those little pullback motorcycles with real metal wheels. Yeah, I had some of those. I know what you're talking about, Chris. I can't remember the name of them. Sanders, what is your holy grail? I want to get. I need two more Leo Hotbirds. There's three Leo color Hotbirds all together. I've got a real bad beat white one. Um, Actually, it's somewhere in one of the cases out in the shop, I'm sure, because um, I probably got because I'm still looking for my red line of the GMC motorhome. There's probably a box with a lot of that stuff in it that I kind of put off to the side, but I'm missing those. I'm missing the blue and the red, which I don't know if I'll ever own. But there's three total three total Leos, and I'm missing two of them. But my white one looks like it's beat to pieces too. But if I can just get an example of those two, that's probably what I call the some of the rarest of the rare to try to find. How many's out there, I don't know. I mean, I only know a couple of people that's got all three. I know there's probably more people that's got all three, but Forrest says gotta go. Have a good one, Forrest. The train stop and go is cool. Found a thrift store years ago. Yeah, it is awesome. See ya later, Forrest. Ever said hi. Do you have the set with the chicken coop crossing? Chicken coop crossing. Trying to remember what that one is. Looking at Kroger sales ads for this week. Starting tomorrow, Hot Wheels are $1. Awesome. I'm not 100% sure which chicken coop crossing. I'll have to look and see what that is because I can't remember. I'm gonna write it down because I can't remember right off the bat about that one either. That's weird. Sometimes I won't think. I'll sit around, I'll look at that, and I'll be like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Then I have to look it up half the time. Start looking, doing some research. Epic STP. Yeah, I love the STP stuff from back in the day. I like all the old symbols, emblems, and all that from back in the day. Um, did you have Racer Danica Patrick designed Hot Wheel triple axle car? I do not. The only thing I know that I have of Danica Patrick is I have a wheel off one of her, I mean a tire, I'm sorry, off one of her NASCARs hanging on my wall out there in the shop under a Dodge, back quarter panel of a Dodge NASCAR. I just hung the wheel under the Dodge, but it comes from, supposed to have been her car, whatever. I got that hanging out there on the wall. Yeah, the rearboard beach bomb is a holy grail for most. I've come to figure out that maybe I won't ever own one. I have three, three or four Bright Vision versions. So a Bright Vision version nowadays, I don't know what they cost nowadays. Probably $200 or $300. Um, it's made from the same mold, so it's kind of like, yeah. But yeah, I would love to have one, but I doubt if I'll ever own one of those. One of these days, maybe. You never know. Maybe I'll trade around to get one. Maybe somebody will find one in the wild. You just never know about those things, because they were given out to everybody back in the day. Wind up chicken coop and a chicken crosses the track. I don't remember that for some reason. I don't know Leo. I can't remember the set I have the coop, but the set is gone. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna look up this chicken coop crossing though for sure because I don't know. I don't remember that. But there's a lot of stuff that come out that's like they only come out one time and then they discontinue stuff. And um, what was we talking about on there? Oh, he was talking about a Leo. Then I just moved some Leos I mean, literally right before we started the show because they were sitting up here. And I can't remember what I did with them. I don't see it. I know I just moved them. I'll find them as soon as the show's over. I'll be like, oh, right here they are. But I did just move. like a few Leos. I had the Spider-Man ones out still, but I can bring some more Leo stuff out next week. I got it wrote down. No problem. Sorry, everybody, for jumping around. I can't remember the set I have the coupe, but yeah, I'm gonna check that out for sure. As far as Holy Grails, I mean, I'm a big hot bird collector, so obviously anything to do with a hot bird prototype would be awesome because I do not have any hot bird prototype pieces. So if I could find one of those, that would be excellent. And if I could find the other two Leo colors and find my white one that I'm got somewhere out there in the shop, would be awesome too. But that's probably what I consider something that I can actually get. Is it a French car? Leos are made in India, Santa. And I've got a few Leos in my collection. Like I said, I'll bring them out next week. I wish I could have found. I literally just moved those things. That's what irritates me sometimes because I've got such a mess down here. I'll move something, set it down, and then I'll need it 5 minutes later, and I'll do exactly what I'm doing right now. And then as soon as the show's over, I'll be like, oh, there they are. Let me move this mic. I see two Leos now that I just moved. Here's the two I just moved. Sorry. Leo, Trailbusters. You can see Leo there written. And then these are made in India. And then the card backs are the same. This one is, both of these are Spider-Man. That's just the reverse. You got the black and yellow there. That's the, and then you got your red one there. But it says Leo Mattel right there. And the way they identify their cards is they just stamp. They use the same card on most of them, and they just stamp what the name of the cards are on the cardboard there. And there you go. It was sold for looks like it's May of '95 for 40 whatever they use over there for their currency, which is pretty cool. So those are Leos made in India. I've got some more. Do you do custom Hot Wheels? It's been years. I've actually got a few sitting out here. One of my favorites was this one. I actually got a passing gasser over here that I won one of the competitions with. I think it was early 2000s when I won, and then I finally quit doing them. But this was one of the customs I had done back in the day. I used to do ropes a lot too. These are old customs, like I said, really old. There's the Hightail Hauler, one of my favorite castings from back in the day. I think this was probably one of the last customs I remember doing was the, this is the Modern Classics 77 Trans Am, and I just took the paint off and then polished it, changed the wheels out on it, stuff like that. Whenever we did when we had our Southern Wheels Hot Wheel Collectors Club back in 2008, 9, and 10, I did the Hot Wheel customs for them also, and that was our 2011 car. This was the 2010. This was the one I was prototyping around to the club members and everybody, and then we voted to do this one. And we ended up doing this one, but we did it with an 11 on the door. So, got quite a few of my customs back here. Nothing crazy. I did the Texas Drive them out of the Classic series. I wanted a Blackwall version just because I wanted it to kind of match the Hightail Hauler. And Blue and white. My uncle had a blue and white truck just like it. And then that was just a writ dry and a wheel swap back in the day. Remember, this was silver back in the day. That was just a wheel swap on that one, just because I thought it needed white walls with the basic wheels on that cool car. Stuff like that. I This is the one that I actually won the custom contest with. I actually, when I lifted it the other day, I messed up the front wheels on it, but I made a gasser out of the passing gasser or more, and I painted it a metallic silver. Kind of hard to see that silver in it, but it's ultra metallic silver, and this one actually ended up winning. I think it was, I can't remember what year it was. Whatever year that the passing gasser come out, that was the first year that I believe that was the first year casting of that car too. But anyway, I used to do them all the time. I did rope cars. I used to do custom ropes back in the day. These were for a St. Louis convention back in the day, about 15 years ago. I guess these were. We talked about it not too long ago. You can see the Lux there on the side and that. I always done 3-car set because me and my wife and my son would each have our own car. I did the truck for me back then, and I did the surfboards with all the same logos. And I ended up putting the surfboards on them. I was going to rust these, but I ended up not rusting them. And then I ended up doing you can see there, that's the ones that I did for one of the last conventions that I made full rope cars out of. And here's the cards that I made back in the day. Took a picture of all the 3 of the set. And that was St. Louis 2010s whenever I'd made those. And actually, these are my dad's set because I didn't know where those other ones are whenever I did. So I borrowed these from my dad because I always give my dad a set of them. And my real close friends always got a full set. And then the rest of them, I made like 15 of each, and I gave them away over the year at the conventions. You give them away to different people. So anyway, I used to do that stuff a long time ago. I haven't done customs in a long time. Love to have the time to sit and do some Lux Garage customs, but I just don't have the time right now to even think about that stuff. With all this, I got all kinds of stuff I've got to get clean. Getting hard to move around here. So I've got to get this cleaned out. The ultimate goal, we've talked about it week after week. What's up, Randy? Rope means a random act of kindness. Basically, it's like somebody really digs your stuff, and they'd be like, you give them a car, like at the conventions. They have a rope party sometimes where people swap ropes. Then they also do they do one for at the convention for the Children's Miracle Network too, also. And people can donate them to there, and then they'll auction them off there. They do that at every convention also. But basically, you just make your custom for that show, and then you kind of give them away to your friends, buddies, or people that's into your stuff or wants them or whatever. Woody, man, you don't have to do that, buddy. I appreciate it. I didn't know you was back there, Randy. I hadn't seen you. Got a chance to meet up with Randy at the convention in St. Louis this year. That was awesome. I got tickets to go to the California convention this year, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if any of y'all are going to the California convention. I know that I am. I know that Chris is. But anyway, if there's anything else y'all want to talk about, let me know. Put in the comments. And if there's anything else for next week, let me know. I got a list here to do I got some homework to do here. I've got wrote down. Still looking for the Vroom toys. I don't know if I'll find them, but I'm going to hunt for them. I'm trying to figure out the exact year on the hot ones and the ultra hots. That shouldn't be that difficult to find out. Just take me a little bit of time. Most name changes of the cars. I know that one had 4, but I can't remember if any more of them has 4 like that or not. I've got y'all asked for the Leo and India France castings. Kind of get those together to show, so I'll try to get some of those together for next week. Y'all talked about the Chevron cars again. I don't know if I have any of those. You're talking about Hess cars, whatever. And then you got I got this Kenner SSP Smash Up Derby wrote down. I got Chicken Coop Crossing. Looked it up. Looks like 1985. I'm gonna check that out because it'll be something I'm definitely need if I don't have it. Randy, local shows. Yeah, let's go over show dates. I got some shows laid down here. I've laid on my tow mart on top of them. Let me dig these out. We'll go over those real quick too before we get off here. Here's one in Chattanooga that this is Nickel Cash Show in Chattanooga there. It's on August 9th. Let me look at the chat real quick. Let me see where we're at on chat. Local shows. Yeah, I'm going to the local shows. 35 in here now. Awesome. Wasabi, Rick. Okay, thanks. For next week, what was the first year Hot Wheels came out with the Batmobile? That was 2000, I'm pretty sure, but I'll double check. 2004. Whatever year they did the 100, 2004. I'm pretty sure on the Batmobile, but I'll double check. Yeah, because they did the Hot 100 in 2004. That was the first year they did the Batmobile. Remember, they come out with the black version. Then they also come out with the Zamac, which is the first year of the Zamacs. That were Toys R Us kind of exclusive cars. I don't know if y'all remember those or not. But I will double check to make sure 100%. Miniature, let's see, where are we at now? Let me get back over here. Yeah, we'll go over the shows here in a minute. Nothing. Yeah. Miniature Mustang, yes, we do live. Try to do it every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Central Standard. Is what I try to do on that. Yeah, this weekend is Stangler Show in Kansas City, Missouri. But I'm going to be going to the Redneck Rumble in Lebanon, Tennessee, probably Friday. What's up? Hit those thumbs up. I appreciate it. Pops remembers all that stuff. Yeah, the Redneck Rumble. My local Walmart had the Legends Tour shippers today. That's awesome. I'm hoping to hit the Legends Tour in California whenever I go out there for the convention. Guy had a big selection of Hot Wheels at the swap meet in Chattanooga. That's cool. Everybody hit the like button. Appreciate it. Already did, Woody. Yeah, done it. Gotta go, guys. All right. Thank you, Chris. New model Batmobile 2007. Yeah, they had different years. I'm thinking of the 2004 of the original 1966, I guess, series or whatever. I'll see you later, Chris. I appreciate it. We'll go over the rest of these shows real quick. We got this show is going to be in Bartlett, Tennessee on November the 8th. I've never been to this show, so something new if I get a chance to go to that one. We've got a Hillbilly Diecast show in West Virginia, August 23rd, 24th. We've got the Middle Tennessee Toy Show. It comes again in August the 2nd and then November the 1st. You've also got their Middle Tennessee Toy Diecast show. September the 6th will be the next one, which is actually my birthday. And then Rocket City Hot Wheelers have their show October the 18th, which was a great show. I just come back from that. Great show. Let's see. Later, Chris, yeah. Diecast show in Dandridge is going to be July 26th. Let's see if I've got Cartersville written down for September the 20th. Trying to see, I thought Dandridge was written on here. If any of y'all are down toward Florida, we've got KPS Hobbies in Melbourne, and it's every first Saturday of the month. So that's a pretty good show too. And then so enjoyed myself tonight. Nice to meet all y'all. Yeah, y'all too. We're gonna slow it down. We'll be at Bartlett. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up. But if y'all have got anything y'all kind of want to talk about for next week, you can throw it in the comments. Check out the videos. If you're looking for anything in particular, let me know. As far as looking to trade around or looking for in general. And then hope we can find something to sell. Deborah says, yeah, they sold about everything between Roberto and me. I think they about sold most of their stuff. They probably have some protector cases left, maybe. Mr. Cargill, did you get my email? How's it going, Mr. Cargill? I don't know you, but that's awesome. Like I said, I'm glad that everybody's come in. Gotta go. See you, Woody. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up here. I appreciate everybody coming back and seeing me. We'll do it again next Tuesday. This week's show is going to be a little different. It comes out Thursday. It'll be, I've got my regular YouTube show comes out on Thursdays usually, and it's going to be the Webster Flea Market. Found some really cool Hot Wheels stuff there, but I found some other cool stuff too. So that's what this video will be about. And then I've got the 2 more Hot Wheels shows that I've still got to finish up, and then I'll be going to the Redneck Rumble this weekend, I'm hoping. So cannot get chat to put up contact info tonight. I don't know what's going on there. But if y'all need anything, just put it in there. Yeah, happy Father's Day to all y'all. I did remember that Father's Day is this coming Sunday, so I won't see y'all till afterwards. Enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody enjoying it. We're just here to have a good time. We'll talk Hot Wheels, cars, toys, real cars. It don't matter. We'll just have a good time. Everybody have a great weekend. I hope y'all find what you're looking for, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Thank y'all.